First, we got to start, obviously, at the very beginning. They started out as a franchise in 1970 when they were known as the Buffalo Braves back then. And really the only player of worth during this time that they had was Bob McAdoo, who, another guy that is criminally underrated. He's one of the only big men in the sport of basketball that I think could seamlessly transition to today's NBA and be perfectly great. I think he'd still put up the numbers that, or at least close to it, the numbers that he put up back then today, because he was a shooter. Back when being a shooter as a big guy wasn't really cool. Bob McAdoo was just a man that was almost born in the wrong time. And so a lot of people forget about him. A lot of people, haven't maybe not even heard the name of Bob McAdoo. Although I would hope that a lot of you guys that are basketball people have heard the name Bob McAdoo. But nonetheless, I've said Bob McAdoo way too many times. Bob McAdoo. Okay, so he's one of the greatest big men of all time. So he was great during this time, and they also drafted Adrian Dantley. During this time in 1976. He ended up winning Rookie of the Year, actually, and ended up becoming a Hall of Famer. Only problem is that they traded Dantley to Indiana in 1977. So he played for 1 year for the Clippers, and he eventually had a Hall of Fame career mostly in Utah. Now, I want you guys to keep this in mind. Adrian Dantley played for 1 year and ended up being really good. That's going to be a pattern. All right? I'm just warning you right now. That's going to be a pattern. What did they get for Adrian Dantley? They got Billy Knight. Not as good of a player as Dantley, certainly. Not in the Hall of Fame or anything like that, but he was serviceable. He was very, very good. In 1977, he averaged 23 points per game and 7 rebounds per game. So certainly no slouch. Absolutely no slouch. And then, at the conclusion of the 1977 season, he was traded to Boston, along with Nate Archibald, also known as Tiny, who is another Hall of Famer, for what equated to, roughly speaking, a 3/4 of the way eaten barbecue chicken wing, and also 18 caterpillars that turn out to be caterpillars that don't know how to make cocoons. So unfortunately, these are very useless caterpillars. So that is essentially what the Clippers decided to trade these two great players for, but we'll get more into that a little bit later. So you may think, hey, at least they had Tiny Nate Archibald, right? You didn't mention him earlier. You said he's a Hall of Famer. He said he was on the team. So at least they had Tiny. Except that he didn't play for the Buffalo Braves, actually. So what happened was, as soon as he got to Buffalo, he tore his Achilles tendon, did not play for the entire 1977 season, and he never suited up for the Buffalo Braves before he was traded. So, wonderful. That's just great. In their first 20 years of experience, at the time, Buffalo Braves and eventually San Diego Clippers, they ended up going to the playoffs 3 times in 20 years. And they had a top 3 pick in the draft 7 times. And that is not including the times that they also had a top 3 pick in the draft that they traded away. And here is a short list. Here's a short list of the players that were available when they picked, but they chose not to pick them. Tiny Archibald. Hey, there he is again, the little scamp. Jamal Wilkes. Walter Davis, Robert Parrish, Alex English, Dominique Wilkins, Clyde Drexler, Dale Ellis, John Stockton, and this next handful that I'm about to mention is in one draft that they missed on. Xavier McDaniel, Chris Mullin, Detlef Schrempf, Charles Oakley, Joe Dumars, and A.C. Green. And who did they draft in that draft? Benoit Benjamin. Fantastic. Great. What a choice, I tell you. Also, they passed on Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, Muggsy Bogues, Reggie Miller, Reggie Lewis, Mitch Richmond, Glenn Rice, Cliff Robinson, and Tony Kukoc, all before 1990. So this is all in 20 years. These are all either Hall of Famers or borderline Hall of Famers, guys that were all-star multiple time over. And, most of these guys are at the very least, borderline Hall of Famers. And a lot of these guys are actually Hall of Famers. And again, all this is before 1990. There's still 30 years of awful drafting to attend to. And in many instances during this time, the very, very, very bad Los Angeles Clippers did very, very, very bad things by trading their high picks, because again, they were very, very, very bad, to teams for veteran players as if they were a good team and they were one piece away from winning a championship. Trading away draft picks for veteran players is what teams that are going for a championship do, not teams that have the second pick, first pick, third pick, fourth pick, whatever in the draft. But the Clippers did that multiple times. Hey guys, me again. Thank you so much for watching one of my clips from the Lopes Goes Last podcast. These clips are so much fun to do. I absolutely love making them, and I absolutely love doing them. And this podcast is my baby, so I really want this thing to grow, and I really want it to succeed. So if you did like what you see, please subscribe. Also hit that bell notification so you never miss any one of my episodes or one of my clips like this one. And please do also like and share these videos with your friends and your family so that we can make this thing grow as fast as possible. And I wanted to thank you again so much. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video and have a great rest of your day.